Today I continue my little journey from Sidewinder to Fleet Carrier, and today we're ready to do our first ship upgrade. The D2A merch store is open. There are t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies, mugs and tote bags with many cool designs. Head down to the link in the video description and get yourself your merchandise today. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous with Down to Earth Astronomy. So I continue my little trip from Sidewinder to Fleet Carrier. Last time we chased the police around, and as you can see here, we gathered a few money. I have just shy of 5 million. When I sell this Sidewinder with the equipment, it should push us over the 5 million. We don't actually need that much, but you know, never fly without a rebuy, right? I made my way down to Lyon Rouge base, more specifically Ray Gateway. Many of you will know this. This is where you go when you've been to Jameson's Cobra. But it's also a great station to restock because it's actually pretty well stocked in terms of modules and ships. So at least it used to be. Let's see if it still is. The ship I want to build today is, well, we're going to make a lot of money. We need 5 billion credits and we don't have a whole lot of time. So mining it is. Now, obviously, we don't have the money for something like a Python, even though that would be ideal. And I was considering something like a Cobra Mark III, but I've ended up with going for the Dolphin. The reason why I've done that is even though the Dolphin is more expensive, it is a better mining ship than what you get out of the Cobra, I think. At least for when you're looking at these early stages. So I could have stopped chasing the police around earlier, gone for a Cobra, mined in that my way to a Python, but I've decided to go with a Dolphin, also to try something different. Obviously, we have to do this build completely unengineered, since nothing is unlocked at this time. One of the drawbacks of this is we only have 2 small hardpoints, meaning mining times is going to be a little long, a little on the long side, I think, because we can only fit 2 small mining lasers. I think it's okay, because we only have to use this until we get our hands on something bigger. And when it comes to low temperature diamond mining, that shouldn't take too long. So first, we're going to get ourselves to mining lasers. With the mining lasers in place, we are just going to easily skip over the utility mounts. We're going to be flying shieldless, so we're not going to do anything in there. And we're going to jump into the core internals. For the power plant, I'm going to need a 3C power plant. That should be enough to power everything. Try to keep the ship light so we can get that jump range up. Remember, no engineering just yet. Thrusters, I want D-rated thrusters. Again, we're trying to keep costs down. And also an important thing here, I could have gone for something like bigger thrusters on it. I could probably have fitted a larger power plant and I could actually have run these. But this is also a cost-saving measure where I want to keep the ship as cheap as possible. However, one place where we're not going to save, that is on the frameshift drive, because we want that jump range. So we're going to fit a Class A frameshift drive. For the life support, we are going to derate it, of course. We're going to get as much range out of it as we can. Same thing with the sensors. And for the power distributor, we are going to go A-rated here as well. It's not that much more expensive, and it just helps keep those mining lasers firing for longer, making this a little bit more capable when it comes to mining. This leaves us to the optional internals. Here, of course, we're going to need a lot of cargo. So let's start by getting a Class 5 cargo in there, and 2 Class 4s. In the Class 3 slot, we are going to fit a collector limpet controller, and we're going to fit a 3A collector limpet controller. Let's get a hold of that. And the same here in the Class 2 slot. Well, not the same, it's still going to be a collector, but it's just going to be a 1A. The other Class 2 slot, that's where we're going to fit our fuel scoop. We are planning to go quite some distance. Well, our fuel scoop's still there. So we will need some distance and we need a fuel scoop to get there. Again, try to save a little bit of money. So we're going to go with a B-rated fuel scoop, even though we probably would have the money for an A-rated. The difference is not that much. So I'm just going to go B-rated. That should be sufficient. Then in the last Class 2 slot, we are going to fit ourselves a refinery. And here we're going to go for a 2B refinery. Again, this is a cost-saving measure. And again, it doesn't really matter with the size. So we could go C-rated if we wanted something even cheaper to save even more money. But we have the money, so let's buy a B-rate. We actually have the one for A as well with the extra money, but it's okay. In the last 2 slots here, we have 2 Class 1 slots left. We're going to fit, of course, a prospector. Because we are laser mining, it is very, very important that we fit A-rated. So a 1A prospector limpet controller. in there. And of course, in the last one, we're gonna need ourselves a surface scanner so we can scan the rings, locate those hotspots. So with all that in place, all we now have to do is just quickly go and check the ship here to see what the jump rate is at. That's pretty neat, I think, for an unengineered mining ship. It's gonna get us around relatively quick. We're gonna set up our fire groups. So as always, we're gonna go mining lasers on 1, together with the collectors, with the prospector on 2, and in the secondary, we're gonna go with a discovery scanner on 1 and a detail service scanner on 2. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head into the galaxy map and we're going to find our way to Boran. And there it is. 200 light years. Shouldn't be too bad for this ship. Let's see, how many jumps is that? 8 jumps. Let's go. And some of you may think, well, that's a rather undersized fuel scoop for the ship, isn't it? And yes, you're right, it is. As you can see here, it does take quite a bit of time if you actually want to fuel scoop a full tank. However, with the good heat efficiency of the Dolphin, as you can see here, I can sit at maxing out my fuel scoop and having a nice 50% rest heat. So yes, it's not the fastest fuel scoop, but then remember, this is only enough to just get us until we can get a better ship. This is not going to be something we're going to be spending a lot of hours in. It's just going to be a temporary thing that's going to boost us up to the next upgrade. Okay, so I just finished my first little trip here, and as you can see here, I didn't manage to fill up my cargo hold completely because I was running into a rather fun little issue here. Because the lasers is a little underpowered compared to the number of collector limpets, with 2 small lasers and 3 collectors, the lasers had a hard time keeping up with the limpets. And that meant that the limpets would queue up, and as soon as a fragment spawned, they would fly out and get it, meaning they would pick them up a lot closer to the rock than they usually do when you mine, meaning they would crash into the rock a lot more, and I lost a lot of limpets from when they crashed into rocks. So I had to begin to adapt my mining tactics by moving further away from the rocks, giving the limpets faster travel time, longer travel times, so that the lasers were faster than limpets, giving the fragments time to get away from the rocks, so the limpets didn't die as much. This, of course, is the drawback of slowing down the mining, because now my limpets are slower, but I guess as long as I can balance it so that they can keep up with the lasers, it should be fine. As I said, this is just a temporary build, but let's go ahead and let's sell our first batch and let's cash in. We're currently sitting at the 1.8 million we'd have after we build it. Luckily, if Inara is right, the prices here should be amazing right now. Yeah, see, there we go. Look at those prices, 1.7 million per fragment. That is good prices. I really like that. I'm going to sell that. There we go. And that's now giving us our first 88 million. Now, we're a good part of the way towards getting ourselves a mining python. I probably have to do 1 or 2 more trips, and then we can head back to Ray's Gateway and build ourselves a mining python instead. But that is going to be in a future video. If you want to continue this little series where I try to see if I can manage to get myself to a fleet carrier before they launch, then stay tuned to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.